Hey, hey guys. Well, we're here. It's October 1st, 2025. We're here. I got some Wingstop earlier, and yeah, it was delicious. All right. First things first here, before we get started with this week's show, I'm going to discuss some things that have happened today. By now, you probably have heard of the government shutdown in Washington. Yep. The government shutdown in Washington. The government shutdown. Now, mind you, you could probably tell by the title, the left does not want to work with the right, because it's true. The Republicans actually introduced the solution and even attempted to try to stop the government shutdown from happening. They introduced a bill. The Democrats blocked it. Because they don't like the Republicans are solving the issues and they want to pass the bill. That's why they blocked it, because Democrats do not want to work with Republicans. Republicans have no problem working with Democrats at all. It's the fact that Democrats want to they want the credit for everything. Unless if it's something bad, of course, and then they won't own it. If Trump makes a mistake, he's going to own it. If J.D. Vance makes a mistake, he's going to own it. But when a Democrat politician makes a mistake, he just shuts up about it. He thinks it goes away when he was talking about it, and it doesn't work that way. The world doesn't work that way. Just saying. The world doesn't work that way. Number two, one thing I'm going to say before I officially start this week's show is the fact that I see this. Okay, I'm going to say it like this. I see this as the Democrats are the ones being divisive. The Democrats are the ones being divisive. I don't ever see Democrats ever criticizing their own party. And when they do, and Democrats do it, which is very few, but I've seen Democrats criticize their own party. And honestly, when they do, it helps. It helps. Because Democrats need to criticize their own party when their own politicians make stupid things. Everyone blames the two-party system. But it's not always the two-party system's fault. It's the people within the two-party systems, mainly Democrats, that are rioting in the streets and that can't seem to pass bipartisan legislation. Joe Biden has signed bipartisan legislation, but that doesn't mean he knows what he's doing or he knows what he's even signing, because we all know the AutoPen scandal, which was a big league scandal, and it was a big league scandal. Because we know it happened, you know it happened, I know it happened, we all know it happened. I'm not surprised anymore. I'm not. We all know, I'm not surprised anymore, and I'm not shocked. Democrat politicians in Washington do not care about you. They don't care about me. They do not care about the average person. What Democrats care about is the fact, and the manner of the fact is that Democrats in Washington do not care about you. Who they care about is themselves and the money they get. Now, I'm saying there are some Republican politicians that are the same way. And Donald Trump is wanting to work on that and address those issues. But first, I want to talk about the border. Democrats did not want to work with Republicans on solving the border. The border should be bipartisan. The border should be bipartisan. Both parties should actually want to control the border and not just leave a wide open border for someone just to walk into. And honestly, I hear all the time, if your country is that bad, you have to walk in here legally. Which no country is like that. Countries may be bad, but it has to be so bad. Like, you have to be in the worst country on earth to literally want to leave the country and go into another country illegally. It has to be bad. And honestly, I think that's just I want to say that's a exaggeration and a half to say that they're coming here because their country's that bad. First of all, their country isn't that bad, bro. They're coming in here because Biden was letting these people in. Biden. Open the border. Biden should not have opened the border at all. If you want to address the problems in this country, what needs to end up happening is the fact that we need to address the problems in this country. Both parties should be working together. That is the point of the two-party system. People aren't angry with the two-party system. They're angry at the fact that their party doesn't seem to want to work with the other party. They're angry because 99.9% of people that say, I don't like the two-party system, or that's a flaw with the two-party system, they're Democrats. Want to know why they say that? Because they're the ones being divisive. They're the ones being divisive. Because you cannot sit here and say that, we need bipartisan legislation, and then turn around and say, no, when it doesn't work out, no, that's a flaw in the two-party system. That don't make any sense. You're contradicting yourself. I thought you wanted bipartisan legislation. When you say we need bipartisan legislation, you're saying that both parties should be working together. But when you sit here and say that no, it's a flaw in the two-party system, what point are you trying to get across? Because at that point, it doesn't seem that you're trying to get a point across. By now, like I said, Democrats blocked the release of the Epstein files. Democrats actually blocked it, not Republicans. An Obama-appointed judge blocked their release, not Republicans. Republicans did not vote against it. I still have yet to see proof of that, because nobody showed me any proof. It's just he or she say. Because Democrats actually were against the release of the Epstein files. Why do you think Trump said, I'm going to release the Epstein files? And he said that in the 2024 campaign, and Democrats were against him. You see the hypocrisy, and you see the fact that these people don't even know what they're talking about at all. One minute they're saying that, no. Trump is on the Epstein files. If Trump was on the Epstein files, why didn't Biden release them? Huh? If Trump was on the Epstein files, Biden would have released those files to stop him from becoming president. They knew they didn't have crap on him since day one. That's why they banned him on social media, and that's why they tried to silence Trump by trying to ban him on social media because they are afraid of him. They are afraid of him. If Trump was such a bad president, then why would they have the FBI raid his house to try to intimidate him to not run for re-election? If Trump was such a bad president, then why are they trying to ban Trump and silence him? If he's such a bad guy, why wouldn't they leave him alone, man? If he's such a bad guy, they could leave him alone. But because there's a flaw. There's a flaw in that logic. You can't sit here and say that I want to release the Epstein files, but then say Trump is on them when they're not being released like that. Trump is trying to release them, but an Obama-appointed judge blocked the release back in July. Oh my gosh, people, use your brain. Use your brain, people. Use your straight up brain. If you have a brain. I mean, everyone has a brain. Just some people don't use it at all. So, I will say this. Democrats are not upset that Trump didn't release the Epstein files. Democrats are upset that the Epstein files were released and that Trump's name wasn't on them. That's what they found out. They found out that Trump's name wasn't on the Epstein files, and they got mad. And they started calling it fascism. What type of nonsense is that? Oh, we want the Epstein files released. When I scroll on the Epstein files, when Trump's name isn't on it, then you start getting mad and you start complaining and you start throwing a temper tantrum. What do you want? You sit here and say you want the Epstein files, but then you turn around and say, oh, no, Trump's not on them. Oh, no, this is fascism. Oh, no, this is bigotry. This is hate. Grow the heck up. Grow the heck up. Like, seriously, grow up. There is no hate going on. There's no bigotry going on. That's what's on the left. The left cannot work with the right. Democrats do not want to work with Republicans. Want to know why we're so divided as a nation? Look at the way every single Democrat politician handles their enemies. They sit there and say, oh, I hate my opponent. That's what Democrats say. Republicans try to work with the other party. Look at how many bipartisan legislation that Trump actually signed. Donald Trump signed more bipartisan legislation than Biden ever did. Trump signed more than Biden ever did, dude. Or ever could. Biden wasn't even mentally there anyway. Kamala Harris is doing a lot of the work, and you see where the country went. You see where the country went. And then people go around and vote for the same administration we just suffered 4 years trying to get out of. People have no brain. People have no brain at all. You see what Kamala Harris did as vice president, and then in 2024 you go out and re-vote her. At this point, you don't even care. If you voted for Kamala Harris, you do not care about America. You just want to be brainwashed by the left-wing media because you do not care about the country. If you can vote for Kamala Harris and not If you can vote for Kamala Harris and not feel bad about it, you don't even care. You don't even care about the country. You don't even care about America. If you voted for Kamala Harris, I do not want to see an American flag at your house because you don't care. You're a hypocrite. You vote. You see what she did? You see what she did? You see what Kamala Harris did as VP? Squat, nothing. Her and Biden were both just as stupid as each other, okay? Neither of them accomplished anything besides maybe spouting nonsense. And Joe Biden was asked his favorite color of ice cream, his favorite flavor, of ice cream, while what, Kamala Harris was just, yeah, with their stupid word salads. You know, I'm gonna try to act like Kamala Harris, or at least say something she said. Yeah, we gotta go pile on. We gotta do the piling on. We got to pile on. We got to pile on. Because we can't do the piling on without the piling on. Sound familiar? Well, it sure as heck does if you voted for the stupid lady. Kamala Harris probably couldn't even run a coffee shop, let alone the darn country. Honestly, if Kamala Harris would have won the election, I don't even think we would make it to midterms without being nuked. Just being straight up, bro. We couldn't even make it to midterms without being nuked. And that's being generous. I mean, come on. We'd get nuked in the first 6 months of a Kamala Harris presidency. Because she'd be nuking countries. She'd probably bomb Russia. For all we know, she'd probably nuke Russia 4 times. Yeah, and we have Trump threatening to bomb Moscow, trying to get Putin to listen, and it's working. Okay? It's working. Putin knows that Trump don't play games. Putin was able to manipulate and gaslight Biden. He can't do it. He can't do it with Trump. Putin is afraid of Trump. Putin is straight up afraid of Trump. Putin knows that Trump has the upper hand. Putin knows that Putin and the Chinese president both know Trump don't play games. Trump don't play games. Trump won't hesitate to bomb China if this is what it takes. And we saw that with Iran. Trump destroyed Iran's nuclear facilities because every single president since Kennedy, or I think every president since maybe George W. Bush has said that Iran does not need nukes, and I think even Bill Clinton said that. But when Trump finally does, what previous administrations did not even have the courage to do, now all of a sudden he's starting World War III. But there was no talk. There was no World War III talk when Russia bombed Poland in November of 2022. There was no World War III talk then. Oh, but there's a World War III talk when Trump literally destroys a country's capability of making nukes. Yeah. It's terrorism by stopping a terroristic organization from being able to actually get nukes. Make that make any sense? You see why the Democrats have a 15% approval rating? Well, I'm going to tell you that right now. Right now. This will show you what I'm talking about. Biden was an idiot. And I'm shocked and surprised that we're still here. I will tell you right now, if even Putin himself said that if Trump was president, the Ukraine war would have never happened, and it wouldn't. Mind you, it was Obama. It was Obama that gave Russia Crimea, by the way. Crimea was annexed in 2014. You can go fact check me on Google right now that it was Obama that gave Ukraine Crimea. I meant Russia. It was Obama that gave Russia Crimea. You can go fact check that on Google because that's what it's going to tell you. Crimea was annexed by Russia in 2014, and Obama gave Putin that. So who do you think was actually working with Putin? Not Trump, Obama. Trump was trying to be friendly with Putin because he was trying not to cause a stinking war with the two biggest nuclear arsenal countries. There are two countries that have the biggest arsenal. It's the United States and Russia. If a nuclear war breaks out between the United States and Russia, China does not need to get involved because the world is ending. The U.S. alone can destroy the Earth 10 times over with nukes. So that should give you about 20. It would take the U.S. and Russia. U.S. and Russia can destroy the Earth 20 times over together. That's saying something. You see why Trump was acting with Putin like that? Dude, Biden had access to the nuclear football for 4 years. That's what scared me. Somebody that didn't even know what state he's in had access to the nuclear football. I personally, and I can tell you right now, personally, I much rather have Trump access to the nuclear football than Biden. Trump is much more trustworthy with the nuclear football than Biden. Honestly, Biden would probably destroy get the Earth and destroy it, dude. Biden was a complete idiot, by the way. You want to know what happened? You want to know what almost caused World War III? In 2021? No, in 2022. In 2022. 2022. And so in 2022, it was, like I said, under Biden, we had Biden in office. China was threatening to invade Taiwan, and then Biden said that if you invade Taiwan, we're going to go to war, and he was literally saying that we were going to go to war. How is Biden diplomatic by trying to start wars? Trump wouldn't say, we're going to go to war if you invade Taiwan. He would tell China that I will destroy you if you try to do it. I will tell you right now, if Trump threatens China, China won't do crap. I'm going to tell you right now that for the people that were cheering China on in the trade war, let me tell you right now, the United States could defeat China in seconds. We don't even need to do the military. Just completely cut trade with China, and China's economy will collapse. China's housing market is already in shambles. We could destroy all their revenue. Where do you think 90% of their revenue that goes for all their infrastructure all comes from the United States? Every single penny they have comes from Western dollars. Who do you think keeps the Eastern one alive? The Western world keeps the Eastern one alive through tourism. What do you think keeps China alive? Tourism, right? If people stop visiting China, China will collapse. China isn't the greatest country you people think it is. Their economy kind of stinks. It sucks. Yeah, it may be big, but that doesn't mean it's strong. An economy can be big and not strong. China may have the second most biggest economy. But guess what? The German economy is stronger than the Chinese economy. Dude, it's so dumb. It's so crazy. We have people cheering on China. China's straight up corrupt. China don't even care about their trading partners. That's why Trump is trying to end trade with China. And Democrats can't seem to work with them on that. We don't need China. We don't need China making everything for us. We need to make our own stuff. We need to make our own steel. Even Japan said that they're willing to buy our steel and not their steel. Why do you think India is panicking right now? India is panicking because they no longer have the United States to buy their oil. Who do you think was keeping oil? Dude, Russia cannot even afford to keep buying oil. They're going to end up running out of money. Okay? Russia has to buy their oil from China. China's going to end up running out of oil. What do you think Trump is doing? Why do you think Trump is doing what he's doing? It's all chess. Trump knows that he can checkmate China in one simple move. And that simple move is the fact of tariffs. Tariff the crap out of China, tariff the crap out of India, tariff the crap out of Russia, and sanction the crap out of all three of them, and we can crash all their economies. If the world sanctioned America, it would be a whole different story because those sanctions aren't doing crap. We have everything we need right here on soil, and I can promise you, we could outlast the entire world. Not arrogance, just the truth. History shows it. History shows it. We've gone through one of the worst depressions in history. We've gone through 2 world wars, won both of them, and helped our allies win both of them because our allies won both world wars because of us. Without the United States, the French will be speaking German right now. If it wasn't for America, the Soviet Union would be speaking German. Modern Russia would be speaking German. Just saying. Maybe tone it down when it comes to America because we invented the internet, the light bulb, we invented AI. Come on. Dude, if you guys would understand how far China is in tech, like how far behind they are, you guys would be laughing, dude. China isn't the great country you guys think it is. Life in China straight up sucks. Dude, you work for a crappy wage, then you go home, you pay all these taxes, and you have nothing. You realize there are parts of China that are underdeveloped? Come on, wake up. The most poorest city in America is better than the best city in China. Yeah, they have nice infrastructure. Yeah, nice infrastructure. And on what metrics? On what metrics does it make China's infrastructure good? China's infrastructure is not even good. In fact, they're not even the top 10 for infrastructure. We're ranked 11. The United States is ranked 11th in infrastructure. China's is actually ranked worse than us. China's infrastructure is not flawless. Our infrastructure may be aging, but at least our infrastructure can age and not collapse in on itself. If you think America is such a bad country, go to the Philippines, where people have to literally get buckets and go to the river and hand filter their water out. If you think the United States is such a bad country, go to Africa. Go to some parts of Africa where they live in huts. Where when rain comes down, they have to hold their roof up. In some parts, that's what happens. If you think the United States is such a bad country, maybe you should go to some of these countries that you claim are better. all I'm going to say, and one more thing before I end this, one more thing before I end this. If you claim that the United States, or if you claim that capitalism is bad, go to China. Live in a socialist country for a week. Because I promise you, you won't make it a week. You'll be coming home crying by day 3. Because you realize there are no social programs in China. What you see is what you get in some of these countries. United States is the only country that I'm aware of that actually gives social programs that actually helps you. Socialism only helps the rich. Socialism and communism both only help the rich and the government elites that are in office. They don't help the people. They don't do nothing. In America, you have social programs that help you, that are meant to help you when your feet are down. Government programs are to help you when you're down on your luck, not to use and take advantage of and not work. If you are an able body, you need to get out there and work. Okay? You don't need to be using Medicare you cannot be using Medicare and food stamps and not working. You need to contribute to what you're using. If you're using food stamps, you have to contribute to food stamps. You cannot keep using you cannot be using the excuse of, oh, I don't want to work. I don't want to work. Well, too bad. Trump put work requirements on it, and you're going to work. I'm going to say this one last time. The left does not want to work with the right. The left cannot work with the right. They do not want to work with the right. Democrats are so divisive, man. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, I hope you take what I'm saying to heart, and I hope you listen to me and take my advice. Stop voting Democrat, and you'll see the country get better. Stop voting Democrat, and you'll see the country get better. I promise. I promise. Anyway, good luck.